The second words that Jesus spoke on the cross come from the Gospel of Luke chapter 23, verses 39 to 43. One of the criminals there who hung there hurled insults at him. "Aren't you the Christ? Save yourselves and us." But the other criminal rebuked him. "Don't you fear God," he said, "since you're under the same sentence. We are punished justly, for we're getting what our deeds deserve. But this man has done nothing wrong." And then he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." And Jesus answered him, "I tell you the truth. Today you will be with me in paradise." Down through the ages, this moving scene has forever changed the lives of countless condemned sinners as they join this penitent thief in God's school of grace. The two crucified criminals on either side of Jesus were keenly aware that he was not suffering for any crime, nor for any political movement, but because he professed to be the great hope of Israel and was rejected by its leaders. One thing stood out very clearly in the mind of the penitent thief. Jesus had done nothing wrong, nothing deserving of any punishment whatsoever. This criminal began to feel the fear of God and to learn the truth of the lesson. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. He started to see the failures and shortcomings of his own life against the backdrop of this blameless life being unjustly snuffed out beside him. In a very compressed moment in time, he rapidly rose to the height of faith and recognized and owned Jesus as the Messiah, even at the point of Christ's utmost humiliation. It's instructive to note in God's school of grace that this criminal had no opportunity for reform, no hope of making amends for his misdeeds in life. He had only a few torturous hours left on earth before the unavoidable appointment with his Maker and Judge. Surely the temptation must have been great to join with the crowd in jeering derision of the so-called King of the Jews hanging beside him. The seeming inconsistency almost overwhelming. But by rising to the level of fearing God more than man, faith stepped in and accomplished for him in a moment what he had failed to obtain in a lifetime: peace with God. And in that moment, Jesus graciously affirmed the man's faith and personally guaranteed his safe admittance into the kingdom of heaven. And so this condemned criminal, crucified at the side of Christ, became the example for all of us who would come after him. The ground at the foot of the cross is level. No one has a better standing before God than another. We must all come to God on the same terms as that thief, only trusting that Jesus will bring us safely to God.